This is day 2 on the Great Ocean Walk. It is 22 degrees at 7:30. A really warm breeze blowing straight away. Oh, it is. Please don't get hotter than this. I'm sweating buckets already at 7:30 in the morning. So I was going to film an opening while I was at camp. That was my plan. But last night, a school trip rocked up. Some 30 kids and 2 poor teachers. And they were camping in the group camping area. So, you know, they were nice and loud, typical teenagers. So, really wasn't an option to film a morning. So, I decided just to get up, get myself organised. Took me about an hour and a half to get moving. I wasn't a little bit disorganised, but not too bad really, not compared to the usual first mornings I have. I just took my time, packed up camp, everything effectively, and then sat down and had my morning coffee, and you know, sat there and enjoyed my morning coffee instead of drinking it to keep me warm like last year. That's what it was for. This time I can actually sit there and enjoy it. So I have to say that Blanket Bay campsite, it has car spots as well that you can have there to the south side of the camping only area. And oh my gosh, that is such a crazy good setup. They literally have open areas where you can put, you know, a small to medium caravan in there, you know, with a couple of mates with you, parked side by side, and then they have isolated little spots where just enough room for your car and maybe a tent behind, and that's it, right? And then you're just bushed in. It's like, that's really nice there. That'd be totally worth driving in and having a weekend camp in there to just chill. I mean, you can fish, the beach is right there. Really windy in the arvos though. But they had lots of them. I mean, that was like tiered up the hill. So if you didn't want to be right down in the water, you could actually go right up into the bush and camp up in there with your car still. So that's pretty magic. Alright, my arm's getting tired, so I'm going to swap you. And it looks like I'm changing direction anyway. So let me just organise myself here. Yes, Mr. Pole, you go there. If you can. Sorry, this is really haphazard, isn't it? Alright, look at the sky for a sec. Alright, there you are again. Yeah, so, I mean, it's permit for the camp where I am, and it's also permit for the cars, so, you know, it's not bad. The facilities are pretty good. I mean, the pit toilet system is, you know, there's like 5 of them, I believe, there. You know, rainwater tank. There's taps to get water while you're there. So, what's not to have? I mean, showers is the only thing that's missing. Why would you want those there? So, it is a nice little setup. I have to say, this single trail so far, especially today, there's the red carpet stuff. I'll show you. You could walk side by side with somebody. It is really wide. I would just say it's a metre and a half wide. You could easily walk side by side with somebody on most of this. But it's The gradient hasn't been too bad. We had up pretty much coming out today, so we climb up the ridge. I mean, you can't not do it now, because I mean, I don't know, that blue that you're seeing through there, that's water. So you know, we are against the coast effectively, so I have to go up and over ridges, otherwise I'm in the water. So, but the climbs are gentle enough, they're not too bad. And then we get this sort of stuff where you get this nice cruisy flat run, and really pretty area. I mean, it is really nice in here. There's a bit of a breeze blowing, which is really welcome. It sort of doesn't had real heat touch to it, that blanket. Here, if I'm moving, you know, my arms are, you know, I've got my sleeves out now, so it's actually like a cool breeze on my arm now, so it's not too bad. But today's aim is, I think it's some 33, somewhere there today, to get to Joanna campsite. And then we settle down and have a 26 after that, but today's my big one. So, not so much massive ups and downs like we had yesterday. Yesterday ended up being about 700 meters of gain, so I was quite, you know, I wasn't expecting that much on my first day, considering I only did 23 k's in the end, and you know, 700 meters of gains, you know, decent. So today shouldn't be as bad. I think it'll be less. I still think it'll be around the 400 or 500 all told, because there'll be lots of ups and downs, but shorts, ups and downs you can handle, because you can get your breath back pretty quick to take the next short climb one, not stuck in a arduous hour on end climb. So not too bad. It's pretty in here. Lots of grass, trees and ferns mixed in with each other, and the gum trees are quite spaced out. It's very green, really nice. So I think we hit lots of campsites today actually. So these were ones that I was skipping, and they're all weird spaces, you know, they're all, you know, 5k's apart sort of scenario. So I'll blow through a lot of those today, but if they're like blanket, then there'll be tank water, so it allows me to run a bit lighter and just top up each time I go past. So making a point, stop, fill up your water, Matt, gives you a break. Lessons learned, do that this year. So we'll see how we go. Alright, enough of my daily ramble. I will catch you all later. Take it easy. Oh, looks like I got here at the right time. Looks to me like the tide is out, right? Oh, the smell of dead fishes. Rotting seaweed's great. Let's go and have a look here. So the track's over there. And we may have to take shoes and socks off just to go across. Let's have a look. But we definitely, oh, we jagged it, I think. Well timed, son, well timed. Oh, maybe we can go across here with minimal getting wet. We can, and we're across. Well done, son. Well, that was potluck. I really didn't check to see what the tides were doing, but I mean, you can see, and if you have a look, you can see that it gets up against the bar. This would be all underwater. So that's just amazing timing, Matt. Well done. There's people over there rock fishing. Look at that. I've got to think that's probably coming in now, actually. Alright, we'll take that as a bit of luck for my second day. And you can see, look, it's, I mean, it was just the shoes and socks off. You could just, yeah, luckily I found that little narrow spot back there where I could just leap across, but still, you know, it's only ankle high at the most. It's pretty good. All right, back into the woods we go. Okay. I knew they were there before I saw them. I could smell them about 150 metres off. Young kids and their perfumes wafted all the way up the hill. Anyway, check it out. everybody. This is the end of day 2. Day 2 was really fun, so much fun. About 95% of it was single trail today. Ended up being 35 k's with single trail. That's usually the case, you know. It calculated as 33, but with all the bending and winding you do in single trail, it adds up at the end, so it gave me an extra 2 k's in distance just from all that. So, and then the Garmin's telling me it's about 1,000 meters of gain. I wouldn't argue with that, actually. I think that's probably not bad, because there was a lot of climbing in the morning, and then there's a lot of climbing in the afternoon as well. So, plus all the ups and down rollers that you did basically all day. There was not really much flat. It was constantly rollers, which, you know, it was all fun. It was all fine. It was good fun. And right at the very end of the day, before we came to Joanna, the car park, which is a kilometre north of here, east of here, we had a K&a half of beach walking, and there was a little tiny stream that we had to go across, and it was about 3 meters, and which was actually on the beach going into the ocean. And yeah, at that point I was shoes and socks off, because you couldn't jump across, and I didn't want to get my shoes or anything wet. There's no point. Shoes and socks off, and that was fine. And I walked, and that was at the eastern end of the beach walk, so maybe not even a quarter of the way into the beach walk you had to cross it. I just left my shoes off for the whole beach walk. I just went down to the water and walked along the edge and let the water, you know, wash over my feet and whatnot. My feet were very happy to be out of the shoes and soaking in salt water as it came in, so that was actually needed for my poor feet. They copped an absolute battering. But anyway, I mean, there was nothing bad about today. It was just nice trail everywhere, and the maintenance. I mean, the maintenance is crazy. I mean, it's obviously the premier track down here in Victoria, and of course it's only a bit over 100 k's long, so I guess maintenance is easier to do. But I haven't had to step over one blowdown in the 2 days so far. Not one. They're cut everywhere. Everything is cut like within, you know, like another 600 mil further either side of the single trail, so it's really wide, really clear. So it's like that everywhere. It was very brambly, shrubby stuff. Pretty much after Parker campsite, and it was like that all the way until Air campsite, so which is, you know, a little while after that. So one's basically a quarter of the way into the day, and the other one was 2/3 into the day. So, you know, they're quite apart, but it was brambly the whole time. You basically walked along the escarpment ocean down on one side, just brambles, and sometimes you're in such canyons that a metre either side, someone could stand in there a metre either side, and you would not see them, even if you were looking at them. They're so dense. So you're just in these tunnels, and then you'd pop out and you'd get some views, and then back into these tunnels again. So that was like that all the way to Air, and then Air goes back into like gum forest again, and then at one point you get up really high and you're just in grass tree. They're just everywhere. As far as you can see, just grass trees everywhere, and that was gorgeous walking through there. That actually wasn't long before we descended down onto the beach and then walked across to Joanna here. So my campsite is spitting distance from the ocean, which is that way down a long way. So we're up really high. I got a view straight away. Not now because it's dark, but yeah, it's a view straight away. There's a chain link fence just here, like literally just a chain, post to post just here, and then it's a drop off. So it's not the flattest site, but I've done well. I've sort of found one of those little depressions where, you know, my feet might be down a bit, but I'm not going to slide anywhere because I'm in a sort of a hollow, so that's worked pretty well for me. The only downside today was there's no access to the lighthouse at Otway, so there was just no. Otherwise, that was the only downside. Yeah, that's the only negative of the day. It'd been nice to go over there, but it's all closed off, so that's alright. That's fine. If that was all it was, that's fine. I'll be sorry, I'm tired. It was a long freaking day, 35 k's. Holy crap! And I was fagging for it at Air, which is about 13-14 k's from here, and was like 20-21 k's into the day. So, you know, 2/3 of the way in. Oh, I was buggered. I was absolutely buggered. So I did stop there for a while. The phone needed a bit of a charge just to get it to the rest of the day here. I was, you know, too many happy snaps along with running ore trails that sort of started to suck up a bit of battery. So I put a bit of battery into it, and that allowed me to filter water, have a break. At which point in time I found a blister on my small toe on my left foot, which I hadn't felt. I just hadn't felt it at all. And it wasn't until I was sitting there, you know, just I actually hopped up on the bench seat and was swinging my legs freely, you know, just trying to just loosen them a bit. And then I felt it. I was like, hang on. So when I checked, yeah, I had a blister there. So I covered that up, but all that's now gone. Now that we're walking on the beach, or taping, any taping I had's all gone, so I will have to reapply all that tomorrow. But besides that, the hot spot from yesterday did not notice it at all today. Never said boo to me at all. So I mean, the sorest part now, well, the sorest part is the big toe on my right foot, because twice today I just smashed it into a root or something that was going across the trail that I didn't see, and it drove my foot right into there, and my big toe kept getting a whack, so it's a bit upset from being bashed around. So, but otherwise, no, everything's good, no niggles anywhere. Nothing. Oh yeah. Today I saw lots of wallabies today. There was even a wallaby at the campsite that I was here. I was walking down, and you can't see this one because it's at the very bottom of the basically the oceanfront footage views. I'm right at the very bottom, and as I was walking down there, there's a wallaby sitting basically where my tent's sitting right now. I was like, sorry buddy, you know. Move on when you feel like it, and then I'll pitch my tent there. So I only waited like a minute or so, and then he went, this ugly bastard's not leaving, I'm going, and off he went. So, but that was a good day, long day, tough day, but really fun. So I totally enjoyed that today. And actually was hungry. Oh, so I at least was not hungry at all on the trail yesterday, to the point that the only thing I ate out of my setup for yesterday was the chocolate bar, and I ate that at the camp at night as like my dessert for my dinner. Otherwise I still had half. I mean,
I still had half the peanut M&M lolly bag that I create, and I still had everything else in there. Everything was in there. So, but I used everything up today. Everything got used except for the chocolate bar. That's still in the bag, and I was leaving it there for tomorrow, and I'm going to eat the Mars bar that was due for tomorrow later on when I feel like a bit of sugar, which will happen. But I drank lots of water today. Oh, the temperature was crazy today. When we got up, it was about 15 degrees. By the time I was packed and everything was down, this warm, dry wind was blowing, and it was 21. And then we left. It was about that. And by the time I got to Parker campsite, it was 26. And it held 26, 27. It peaked at 28. Just after air, but even coming into here at 5, just a bit after 5 in the evening to here, it was still 24 degrees. Oh, it was way too hot. It was way too hot to bloody hike. Oh my gosh. I slaved the water today. Oh my gosh, I drank a lot of water today. I even drank a lot when I got here as well. It's busy. Today was busy. There is there's 3 other people here. I mean, this can take plenty. There's 3 other people here. There's a lady who's got 2 camp. It's up on the waterfront footage where I am. So she's got, and she's really close to the covered communal area. So that's fine. I didn't want to be near there anyway. Mozzies are everywhere up here, but I saw 4 school groups on trail today, with 20 plus kids in each group. It was packed. And one group that I didn't see, but all their packs were at an intersection where down the bottom was an access to a beach or something like that, and all their packs were there. So I mean, that was group 5. I just didn't see the one trail. I just saw their packs as I walked past. But crazy busy. I mean, that trail. It's just swept so clean. The amount of foot traffic on it is swept so clean. So yeah, a real cruise. So. Oh, I'm so tired. So tomorrow I have 26, so if it's a lot of single trail, it might be 27, 28, I guess, I'm not sure. Into Devil's Kitchen campsite. And that's the last one. I then don't need any more after that. I just, finish at the 12 Apostles the day after. So it's a big day again tomorrow. I think there's I actually think there's proper decent climbing tomorrow. So, but about we'll say 26 and be happy if it's 26. I just want to check this to see. It's not going to do it for me, so I just want to see exactly what the elevation was tomorrow, but I believe I've got I got one big climb tomorrow, I believe. So I mean, it'd be really nice if I did it today and I just didn't realise. That'd be great, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's a bit further along. I think it's in tomorrow's walk, so that's alright. It's fine. Devil's Kitchen tomorrow. Just got to get there. So we'll basically just do what we did today. Got up on the alarm and then just, you know, got ourselves organised and moseyed when we had a chance. So I think I was out of camp by around 7:30, I guess. So it was about an hour and a half of messing around. So that's alright. Got in here at 5. So a bit after 5. I've been around there somewhere. So, you know, a decent amount of hours. Be a few less tomorrow. No, yeah, about 1 or 2 less tomorrow. I mean, theory has it it's 10 k's less than today, but we'll see. So that's about it. It's a bit overcast, so I've closed up. I didn't think there was going to be rain, but I haven't seen the forecast now for a couple of days, so I just don't know. But the clouds sort of come in, it's even blocking the moon, so even the moon's not doing its job in shining. So I am just going to close up the doors. I had no condensation at all from yesterday, but it's quite dry here. So, and I'm up high here again, so I'm hoping it's going to be the same. If it rains, it rains, but here's hoping it doesn't. And we have a nice dry tent, which is easy to pack up, and off we go. That's about it, I think. Otherwise I'll just ramble like a crazy person about nothing, so let's call it there. End of day 2, day 3 tomorrow. Alright, so that's it for me. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, see you guys.